About 7 years ago, I had the pleasure of starting to volunteer here at the campus. I'm up at the Saban Center as a fitness buddy, which means I help people with the machines and their routines, their workouts, whatever it is they need, whatever it is I think I can do for them. I try to maintain a strict boundary between myself and them. I'm their buddy. The boundary is there to maintain their dignity and give them their sense of space. About 3 or 4 years ago, I'm trying to remember exactly when, I was asked if I would be willing to work with somebody who had Alzheimer's in the pool. And I had, at that time, no experience with up close with people with Alzheimer's, and no education about it. And I thought very few skills, but I thought, oh, what the heck. And a meeting was set up. I went to go meet the gentleman and a member of his family, and I walk into this meeting, and first surprise, it's a very well-known Academy Award-winning writer, producer, director with whom I had done a film years before. I want to add, I'm a sound technician, retired, a boom operator. So he's the chief, and I was one of the very lowly Indians who ran around doing his bidding and getting things done. So when I thought, well, what the heck, a little intimidating, but we can swim. So next thing you know, we're on our first day, and we're in the locker room getting ready to go into the swimming pool. And I'm out of my street clothes, got my stuff into the locker, got my swim trunks, I'm ready to go. I turn around, and there he is, still in all of his clothes, holding his gym bag and looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and I realize there are people around looking at me, looking at him. And then my first realization, he needs me to get him in and out of his clothes. Well, okay, this is a first, but he's wearing a sweatsuit, and it can't be too tough. So I start with the sweatshirt, and I'm pulling it up over his head, and I got kind of stuck on his arms. And I hear him in there going, Mark, where are you? And kind of like a little kid does when you're playing hide and go seek and cover up their eyes and they think they've disappeared. And I thought, oh, this is where we are. Okay, so I get it off and he's fine. And the trousers come next. My next big surprise, he's wearing a diaper. Now, I've never changed a diaper on an adult at that point before. Certainly not with people watching. And I thought, well, we'll get through this. And I did. Got him into his swimming trunks, and out to the pool we went. We had a great swim. That part of it went just like it would with anybody else, and really enjoyed it. Came back in from the swim pool, whole thing in reverse. Got him into the shower, got him out of the shower, toweled him off like you would any 4-year-old. Took him over, got him dressed. I realized that our roles had been completely reversed. I was giving directions and he was taking them. So we went on for a bit, and then his condition progressed. He has something called prefrontal temporal degenerative disease, and it moves along at a set pace, and it did for him, and we couldn't go in the pool anymore. So we weren't in the locker room anymore. We were just out on the gym floor working out there. And I had always thought, I wonder what those men in there think about what's going on with him and me in there with him, and what do they think about any of this. And almost to a man, at one point, they came individually while we were out on the floor and said, is he okay? Why isn't he in the pool anymore? And I said, well, he's fine. We're not going in the pool anymore. And next, there would be from them a thank you. We want to thank you for the way you care for him and what you do for him and just being there. And I thought, well, gee, that's nice. And an expression of, I don't think I could do that. And I thought to myself, well, I didn't think I could do it either, but it had to be done. Someone's got to do it. And fortunately, I was able to do it. So things went along well for probably a period of another year or so. And then independent of him, there was an incident in the Saban that I felt made it impossible for me to continue on as a volunteer. And So I contacted most of my other buddies and let them know that, we're going to make arrangements, somebody else to take care of them, but that I wasn't going to be there anymore. I was going to be moving on. Everybody except for this particular guy. And I thought I put it off and agonized over it. I knew I was going to have to call his family. And I just couldn't do it. I don't know how to explain it to you. It would have been more like cutting off one of my own children. It was just impossible. Fortunately for both of us, the situation was resolved, and I didn't have to face that decision. I never had to make the call. And we went on. With this difference, that boundary that had been so carefully crafted and respected by me between us was breached forever. And I'm glad it was. Caring for him is a privilege. Thank you.